Lithuania and Russia. And they came over the mountains in different times. My father's father came over first, and then he sent for the rest of them.
So who did your father come over with?
My father came over with his uncle, his father's brother, who wound up in Pennsylvania. I never met him. Somehow the family split up. We have a contingency in Pennsylvania somewhere. Never saw them, never met them.
Crazy.
Was it like a secret getting over the mountains?
Oh.
Was it illegal?
It was illegal.
You guys, imagine the hardship in your life compared to that.
I know.
Because there's no hardship in our life,
No,
basically.
we know,
You
yeah.
know the language. They're escaping from a country without papers.
In mountains,
Yeah.
without
In the
cars.
mountains, yeah.
No cars.
No, they're on foot.
You're
No
on the
money,
run.
no food with you. God.
Yeah.
Carrying food with you?
And
So that's brave.
yeah, and they wound up getting on a boat somehow. They must have had money sent to them from here to get on a boat. And he came over on a boat that landed in New York, right near Battery Park, the Statue of Liberty.
Mm-hmm.
It's the SS Americana. I've got some papers on it. And I'd have to look at there's a name for the register, who was on that boat, see if I could figure out who was on the boat with them. Maybe one of my uncles.
That might be online at this point.
Yeah, that's true. It might be. It very well might be.
He probably knew no English.
No, they didn't know English. No, but they put down Lithuania is the country of origin because too many Russians were communists, so they were afraid to be known as Russians. So they put down Lithuania.
Smart.
Imagine how scary that whole, however many months or weeks that took.
There was a huge anti-communism thing that even started then. So they didn't want to be known as communists because that was taboo. Americans hated communists.
And they
hated
weren't.
Russians.
They weren't communists. Were
No,
they?
They weren't, but a lot of communists were from Russia.
Right.
So they didn't want to be
They didn't want to risk it.
categorized or in that. So they put down Lithuania. My uncle did it. My father did it. They weren't Lithuanian. Mr. Paulius is Lithuanian.
Really?
Yeah, IUS. I think Exaverius is a Lithuanian name.
It is.
Does he speak? Does Mr. Paulius speak it?
I don't think so. No,
One of my coworkers is Lithuanian.
I don't think so.
Well,
They
that was
might
smart
speak
of
Russian.
them.
Yeah,
They were smart.
yeah, they knew what to do because they wanted to be in America.
So it was
Oh,
him and his.
Brandon's walking around. Somebody go upstairs. I'll be up in a second.
So it was him and his brother.
Can someone come with me?
You got it.
You know,
I love you, Sam.
Zoe, come on. You didn't
my
take
father
your
was the
time.
youngest,
Sorry, Sam.
and my aunts, well, a few of my aunts wound up in Cuba because the boat they had to get on was not allowed to disembark at Battery Park. They weren't allowed, so they were sent back. They refused the boat, and they wound up in Cuba for 2 years. And that was my Aunt Laura and maybe my Aunt Belle. And
Didn't you go to backtracking? Didn't you go to Ellis Island and look up your dad?
Yes, but it was so long ago. And my mom and I were in New York, and people were just starting to get interested in this stuff. It was
Right.
just too long ago.
What a business.
How many aunts did you have?
Well, Sarah, Fanny, Pearl, Ray, Dora, Belle. That's six. 6 aunts, and Abe and my father. Eight kids.
And they all came over separately.
Yes.
What about the other ladies? How'd they get here?
I don't really know.
Yeah. It's amazing they were able to find each other.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, everybody knew the rendezvous in Chicago, so that was the
Had you-
the destination.
Even still, think about, this is probably before, there was mail, but it probably took forever. Chicago's a huge city. They still all found each
Yeah, they
other.
probably had it written on a piece of paper. I think you needed a sponsor. You needed something. You just, the government doesn't let you just come in and wander the streets.
Right.
You have to have some place, some address, some kind of sponsor a family. You know, they don't want people to just come here and walk around.
Right.
So, even then.
How did your dad meet your mom?
He met her. There was a place, I think it was called the JPI. It was kind of like a Jewish Persons Institute. It was like a church social. But the Jews in the West Side, that's what they did, or the South Side, wherever they were. They kind of kept together because the language, the similarity, the religion, and I think it was a dance, and they met at the dance. So that's where they met.
Cute.
And my Aunt Ray met my Uncle Irving. My Aunt Ray was working at Goldblatt's. Goldblatt's was a big store. It was kind of like an ABT. But before that, they were a big grocery store. The Goldblatt brothers were really a wealthy family, Jewish family. And they had these big grocery stores and meat markets. And my Aunt Ray was a checker. And my Uncle Irving was a butcher. And that's how they met.
They met at Goldblatt's?
Yes, they met at Goldblatt's. And my Uncle Irving's last name was Goldblatt, but he wasn't related to
Oh, that's so funny.
Did he say that his uncle was a
That's
butcher?
kind of a common last name.
He was a butcher at that store?
Yeah.
Mm.
Did you have a favorite aunt?
You know, my Aunt Ray really took a liking to us, you know,
Good.
because she really had no natural kids. She raised Norman and Florence, but my Aunt Belle had Alvin, and my Aunt Dora had my cousin Mort and Marion. So Aunt Ray didn't have her own kids, so she raised her sister's kids, and she helped raise me, you know. And
Thank God.
They
Was
go
she
to
married?
South Haven. Norman was 20 years older than me. So, all my cousins, my dad was the baby of 8.
Right.
And it was a huge span. When my dad's mother was having him, his sister was having a baby. So,
Wow. So he was the same age as his
it's my uncle.
nephew. Is his
Yeah.
nephew or niece, right?
Well, it was my uncle was a judge, and
I don't know.
he'd say Uncle Sid, so he was my cousin. So they were close in age.
Right.
Does that make sense?
And it from a different
Because the mom's
generation.
having a baby, and the mom's daughter's having a baby at the same time.
Right.
It's
There's
like a
some
25
movie.
year span.
There's like a movie like that or
Father of the
something.
Bride.
Oh well, duh. Yeah.
So,
That's wild.
So, who was Florence and Norman's mom?
Pearl,
And she died?
and she died of consumption, which I think was another name for tuberculosis, because they didn't have a cure for it then.
So that's why Ray helped to raise them.
That's yes.
Was Ray married?
Yes, yeah. They moved in by Aunt Ray, and she raised those kids.
Yeah, was Ray married?
My Aunt Ray was married to my Uncle Irving at the time.
Oh,
yeah.
duh. Right.
Oh, he was the butcher.
Yeah, they had no
Gotcha.
kids,
Why didn't they have their own kids?
no
I wonder?
natural kids. I don't know why. We don't know.
They had enough kids.
Either they couldn't conceive. I don't know. We never knew they asked that.
Yeah. But they had their hands full.
Yes.
Because they liked
Yeah.
taking care of their
Yeah, they
sister's
raised
kids.
Norman and Florence. Yeah.
Norman and Florence look the same. Like they have that look, you know?
Yes.
Who is that? Ray or Irving?
Well, they weren't progeny of Ray and Irving. They
It
were
would have been
progeny
Pearl.
of
Oh, I'm sorry.
yeah. They were progeny of
Duh.
my Aunt Pearl, who I never met. She was gone before I was born.
Ah.
And her husband, Ben Brodsky, who had a round face. So I'd say
It's the nose.
Yeah.
and Perry had a round face somewhat. So
And
True.
the round face.
yeah. So, but Norman's face was kind of elongated.
Sure.
So would Ray come to your house a lot, or would you go to Ray's?
Ray
Oh,
would go to theirs,
we
I
went
think.
by my Aunt Ray's house all the time. Yeah. All the time. All the time.
You had a really big family.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Is it weird for you that we don't have a big family now? Because you grew up with such a big family.
They were all,
A lot of cousins. Oh, my God, yeah. Oh. I don't know. It was just,
how do you have the
every weekend
money?
was a party. We'd go to someone's house, and it was great.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. It must. Weird isn't the right word, but
See, but I'm a kid then. I'm an adult now. It's
Right.
different. See.
sure.
But my Aunt Ray and Uncle Irving would take me to South Haven with them. I spent summers with them in South Haven. You know, South Haven.
Michigan.
Yeah.
Oh,
And I remember they take care of me. That was great.
right.
Because you were like a little Claire.
Yeah.
You had a good childhood, I feel
Yeah.
like.
Oh yeah. I had a great child. I was very lucky.
I mean, I know you worked even as a child, but it sounds like you were a very happy kid.
Yeah.
Little Elliot
I know.
selling things. Oh my gosh.
I know.
Born salesman. Playing with BB guns.
Yeah. It was.
Different time. So who are the Pennsylvania people?
You know, we were never close to them because they were at least one brother of my father's father, and my father's father probably died in 1880 or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know, and
They don't even know.
or no, it couldn't have been 1880. My father was born in 1904. I don't know. He died around the turn of the century. I'd have to look it up, but I don't know. People lose track of people. I don't know.
They might not even know we exist because if
Maybe they didn't get along. Maybe
Right.
that's why they went to East. I don't know.
right.
Don't know.
I don't think the kids, the younger generations, carry on that bad blood, but it's weird. Like,
And my father was the youngest too, so I don't know.
right.
And there's a 25-year span roughly, so he probably didn't. I don't know. Can't
Hmm.
answer that.
Well, I just want to know who they are. What's their last name? Do we know?
Well, I'd have to look up and see
Uh,
Slutsky's and see if there was any lineage related to the. They're long gone, but I'd have to say, well, when did your father or grandfather come over on the boat? Blah blah.
right. Right. Yeah.
I was thinking maybe we should go to Arizona.
Yeah.
We can't go to Mexico because of the Zika. You
I
can't go
don't-
to Florida.
I don't really want to go on vacation. I want to travel.
It's the same thing. Somewhat. You got to travel to go somewhere. You want to go on a cruise? You wanna
No.
Go from place to place to place?
No.
I do not want to go on a cruise. Arizona, isn't it kind of dry there?
It's dry and hot. You want warm weather? They got swimming pools.
I want to be like a tourist. I don't want to go to a resort.
We can do a big Airbnb that has a nice pool.
Yeah, Airbnbs are weird.
Go where? The
We
Caribbean?
could rent a house
Yeah.
in Arizona that has a pool and
Yeah.
I don't know, but Zoe, it'd be nice to take a vacation where you feel like you're on vacation and
Oh, totally. I'm
being
not saying I
served
have to go.
drinks.
Yeah. I'm sure people love that stuff. I'm not saying I do.
Well, there's lots of resorts in Phoenix, lots of resorts in Tucson. golf resorts, spa resorts,
Oh yeah, golf.
all kinds of stuff.
I want to go to Canada. I want to go to Colorado.
I got tons of relatives all over Tucson and Phoenix.
Cool. Let's do it.
I mean, we wouldn't want to stay with them, but we could visit them and
Right,
go around.
Right.
And I think it's far enough north, you don't have to worry about that Zika stuff.
Yeah. I'm not getting pregnant anytime soon.
Stephanie.
She doesn't always
I have
go
friends
with
that
us.
are going to be having kids, and the media is making Zika like, yes, it exists and it's a thing. You don't want it, and the repercussions are unthinkable. But you can't like live in fear of Zika. The media's
Yeah.
instilling that. It's not as rampant. You can go on vacation. You just have to not conceive a few months after the vacation.
Yeah.
You just have to be careful about that.
Well,
I
I
have
don't know
no
enough
idea.
about it. I thought maybe if you're bit by it, it stays in your system for a
Yeah,
while.
that's the problem.
See, we
That's
don't-
why I said you have to wait like 3 months,
Are you
and
sure?
then you try to have a kid.
Are we sure it goes away? Like, because think about it.
Yeah, I
It
think they
takes
are. I think
9
it's the
months to
media.
take a baby. You know what I mean? How do they know? It's just hard to time out for me. I don't know enough about it.
I'll give you something interesting. My dad had a scar, like right here, and it's like they sewed part of his cheek together. It's like a big dimple.
I saw that in a photo. Yeah, a little bit.
And I still don't know the real story.
Mmm.
One of the stories was that when they were in the grocery store or the bar, he got cut with a knife. And my aunt told me that no, the Cossack soldiers came to our farm, our ranch, and they wanted us out, and some guy took a sword and they slit his face.
Oh my God.
And that's when they knew they had to get the hell out of there.
Right.
And it was sewn up,
Yeah.
and that's why it never was flat. It stayed with a big dimple.
I bet it's that
Yeah.
story.
So I could never get the real story because my dad never wanted to talk about it.
Right, right. It's
So I think
awkward.
my aunt gave me the real nitty gritty there.
Yeah,
'Cause she was older. See.
right. The grocery store sounds like a cover up for
Yeah.
the real one.
Yeah.
Yeah. With my new surgery, my new jaw, I have 2 dimples now. Isn't that so weird? I now am not really part of this family for sure. Nobody has dimple.
How's grandma?
Sam, you're like, dimple. Hardly,
How's
Sam.
grandma?
Drunk.
Still.
Mom, go to bed.
No.
So are you recording this conversation?
Where is she?
Well, I mean, this is like
Not in the kitchen,
superfluous.
dark.
But are you? Is it still recording?
Yeah.
Oh, awesome job! So I'm proud of you.